than Alvin Kamara this year. In the 9 full games that Eckler played last year, he averaged 18.6 touches and over 100 scrimmage yards per game. And since he returned from injury in Week 12 last year, Eckler led all running backs with a 19.9% target share. Meanwhile, Alvin Kamara only had 14.2 fantasy points in the 4 games without Drew Brees last season. Now, I still really like Kamara this year, but that's how much I like Eckler. Bold prediction number 3. Russell Wilson ends the season as the #1 player in fantasy. Russell's the only quarterback to throw 30 or more touchdown passes each of the last 2 years. And oh, by the way, he's done it for 4 straight seasons. Wilson has also finished top 6 at the position in total points 3 of the last 4 seasons. He's got a shot to be #1 this year. Want some more bold and not so bold predictions and analysis? Then tune into the Fantasy Show with me, Matthew Berry, all season long on ESPN+.
All right, Michigan State, Northwestern, and Evanston. We kindly are not going to make our Northwestern alum read this highlight because that wouldn't be nice. Northwestern slight favorites. First play of the game, Kenneth Walker III. What were you thinking at this point?
That he looks like Eric Dickerson.
Kenneth Walker III averaging 75 yards a carry at that point in the season. Spartans up 7-0. Michigan State gets a stop. Peyton Thorne dropping back, looking for Jaden Reed, who's covered. He's blanketed, and he still makes the catch. Reed just snatching it away from the defensive back. One of those you got Moss moments, and then Walker III, the transfer from Wake, saunters in. 100 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns in the first quarter of the season. Spartans were up 21-7 in the third. Thorne back on the field. Again throwing to a tightly covered receiver, Trey Mosley, who makes an unbelievable catch, extends the right hand, little swim move there to get a little bit of a window, and then hauls it in with one hand. So the receiver's stepping up, and then Thorne, the speed to get to the edge into the pylon. 264 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns. Michigan State takes this one on the road, 38-21.
Tonight in Charlotte, North Carolina, it is a neutral site for a playoff caliber matchup between #5 Georgia and #3 Clemson, 7:30 Eastern on ABC. DJ Uiagalelei won't make his first start at quarterback for Clemson. That milestone came a little ahead of schedule last season when Trevor Lawrence was out for 2 games. And in that span, all the kid out of California did was throw for nearly 800 yards and account for 6 total touchdowns. But Jen Latta learned there's a lot more to this quarterback than just his on-field talent.
Big tongue. There's some of that. That's a nice polo though, man. That's a nice color.
Absolutely.
Lavender? What is it? Lavender?
I don't know. It looks good though.
There are places in the Clemson football facility you'd expect to find quarterback DJ Uiagalelei.
This is a method where it helps us be able to break into football.
The equipment room might not be one of them. What is it about that environment that you like?
It's good, like a family atmosphere. I mean, it's different than being at the facility, like hanging out with all the players. It's kind of like a different vibe in there. Ooh, yeah, you gotta see these ones right here. You know, all orange. These are the ones this year. You know, we might be at the top of the top. This man, Money, man, he gets right every game, man. I appreciate my man, man. He's the guy.
We enjoy working for guys like this. He, you know, the status he's at, he could be a lot different. He's humble. He thinks about everybody in this building. He treats everybody like family. That's why we love him.
DJ to the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson.
He's got attributes of all the great ones that I've been around. Love of the game, love of preparation, football IQ, character, and leadership. But I've never had one 6'5", 250.
Uiagalelei prides himself on being unpredictable. The California native surprised many when he picked a program on the opposite side of the country.
I like to be different. I like to be unique. If everyone's going right, I'd rather go left.
He could have probably gone to 126 different schools and started last year as a freshman. But he really wanted to work with Trevor for a year. And that just shows you how he's wired and how he thinks.
Patience has never been an issue for DJ. The 20-year-old just got his driver's license a few months ago. Not because he couldn't pass the test. It just wasn't a priority.
I always had a ride growing up in high school. I like riding passenger. I like going to sleep. I know if I drive, I can't go to sleep in the car.
Are you a good driver?
I think I'm a great driver. Yes, ma'am. I think I'm a great driver.
You don't have a lot of reps, though.
Yeah, not a lot of legal reps, I would say.
DJ doesn't have a car right now, so I'm a chauffeur. So, like, after dinners, everything, he'd always, hey, Brian, can we go grab some ice cream real quick?
You could say DJ's always been driven. In 8th grade, he wanted an iPhone, so he started his own business to earn the money.
Oh, I sold chips and candy. Everything I sold was $1. It was like I counted it was like a vending machine. And then I would make Kool-Aid gummy worms.
You have the Kool-Aid powder right here. You have gummy worms. I put 5 gummy worms in here, just throw them in there. And then I get the powder, just kind of sprinkle it around, just shake it up like that. You just let it sit overnight. It might get your fingers a little red. They're good though.
Oh,
real sweet.
this is fantastic.
Tastes like Kool-Aid.
Uyunglele. There's that big arm. And Uyunglele is out the gate.
What would it mean for you to have your name become a household name?
That would be a cool accomplishment to have. Like people like know your last name. Like, dang, that's DJ right there with the cool last name, like Uyunglele. So it would be amazing.
Some of those Kool-Aid worms. As competitive as Uyunglele might be on the field, he admitted actually he was no match for the senior citizens that he would face when he was playing bingo as a volunteer at a local South Carolina retirement home before the pandemic. We're going to see how he does against Georgia tonight, again in Charlotte, 7:30 Eastern on ABC.
Coming up, college football rich with history. Now some teams will be paying homage to that history. We take a look at 4 schools introducing new unis this season, each with a nod to the past. Wild Friday across sports upsets at the U.S. Open and on the college football field. We'll take you through the key moments as Naomi Osaka, Stefano Tsitsipas, and North Carolina all go down.